I'm Paige Steers here at ULI, talking to experts about their experiences. Faron, you were just moderating a panel all about the battle of the multifamily space. Who is winning the battle of multifamily today?
Well, the battle depends on where you choose to play. There's no question that after Freddie and Fannie had a dominant share of the marketplace for the last 3 years, because there's nobody else, that this year, as other players have come to the marketplace, their market share has gone down. As to who's winning, it's because everyone's winning. You know, the life companies are there. They're performing a very necessary role. The banks are there. They're performing a necessary role. And Freddie and Fannie are still there doing all the things that they've done before. So for each property type, each borrower profile, each geography, now there's somebody there to give you capital.
So let's talk about that capital. Is it the main positive thing for the market, that there's a lot of liquidity coming to this market still? And that sounds really good, but there's still a number of challenges, right? So what are the great challenges that this market is facing? It's got a lot of capital, but what else?
And there's no question. I mean, obviously, we've seen fundamentals in the multifamily space shoot up. You know, for a while, the country was very oriented to home ownership, and that home ownership was the way of the future. It was the American dream, and that if you rented, you were throwing money away. I think what we've seen in the last 3 years is that home ownership is not the automatic American dream, and that renting is a very viable alternative for a large section of our population. So, as a result, we've seen the multifamily space really kind of gear up. Rents have gone up, occupancies have gone up. So the question we have right now is that for that to be sustainable, there has to be some broader economic recovery. There does have to be job creation. There does have to be income growth in order to underpin and support the fundamentals that are there. So that's probably the number one threat to the space going forward.
So let's talk about the opportunities. People are still very strong, lots of capital coming into this market. How does the investment market look for lending into multifamily and just transaction activity overall in 2012?
Lending is going to be wonderful because it's going to be plenty of opportunities. It's going to be interesting to watch the transaction activity, though. However, you know, at the first part of the year, you know, the supply demand was very geared toward demand and not much supply. As a result, the properties that came to market got bid way up and very aggressively priced. What we see now, though, is that folks saw those pricing, and now the transition has flipped, where there's probably a more supply of multifamily product on the market than there is demand. So therefore, you're not quite seeing the same pricing parameters. So moving into 2012, it's going to be an interesting dynamic to see how that balances out. Because if it stays like it is right now, we're going to see owners not get the pricing that they would have expected to get. But from our perspective, there's plenty of transactions to go around, and from a lending perspective, we'll be very flush in 2012.
Okay, we'll watch the market. Thanks, Faron.